Hello everyone, welcome back to After Emoris. I am your host, Zelda Nerd 1988. I am joined here today with the lovely Dyto, who plays Syra, and the ever creative and almighty lord, apparently, for this universe, the DM. Equa is not funny.
I'm gonna
Hi
write that
guys,
on my
thanks for
CV.
joining me today.
That's gonna be my
Hello.
official title from now on. Creative
This
Overlord.
creative
Creator
overlord.
Overlord.
I
You
like
know
that.
what? I will approve. I'll even hashtag it on Twitter later.
We should.
Alright then. Alright then. So, we're in Cajo. We finally made it to Cajo. It took a little bit of time, but finally made it.
We love some
Incredible.
Cajo.
Yes, we do love the Cajo area. So yeah, we got to finally meet Wade's mother, his dog, a lot of the, quite a few other community members, and we even got to meet Asmin and Kev's father and saw quite a heartfelt reunion there. And got some more information regarding the festival. And there is going to be, I believe, a lot of excitement for the next session, of which I believe is session number, was it 13 or was this
Next
past one
one
13?
is next
14?
one session 14. Yeah, this one was session 13.
Aha! All
When I
right
think about
then.
it, it's session 36 for me.
Yeah.
36 for me.
Wow, 36 sessions?
36 sessions that
was
we
it-
played, including the 2 session zeros. There's a lot of D&D in a year.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, especially since you managed to create this whole world.
Thank you.
But
I'm
yeah.
telling you, next one will be better. I've already started working on it.
You know what? We're gonna have as much fun wrecking his new world as we are this one.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I can't wait to get 3 episodes in and for you guys to burn down a whole town.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we bring Jeb along, of course.
Jeb is his own universe, really.
Mhm.
Jeb's an
Yes.
interesting
We don't need fire to bring a city to its knees.
I wonder if you guys
No,
will go
pretty
down
much
the
all
paramedic
that
route
needs
again.
to happen for Jeb, for which, for those of you who have not seen yet on Lost Mines of Faldelver, the Equa, the DM of the Emoris world, is the player Jeb in the Fandelver world. And pretty much he would probably destroy the whole world, all because of Sticky. So,
He would.
as long as Sticky
Sticky.
lives,
Don't test him.
everyone will be okay.
I would like to point out as well, because I don't believe this comparison's been made, there is an interesting delineation between the type of fire-based character that is Jeb and the type of fire-based character that is Izzy, whereas Jeb is inherently a decent person who wants to do good, and he's being swayed by this other being to burn everything to the ground, and Izzy is inherently not the best person, but is somehow being swayed by the group to do good. And I like that little comparison. I don't think anyone's identified that yet. But think about it.
No, I don't believe that they have. That is actually a really good view.
I paid
That's,
such
yeah.
attention to you guys.
that's what having a family will do to you.
That is very true. So, Dyto, do you, on this same kind of topic line, do you see any parallels between, let's say, Thyra and Zorag?
Yeah, kinda. Um, they both of their eyes, well, mine swirl, but his flash when they rage. Um, but he seems to embrace it a little more than Thyra does. Like he's kind of like okay with it, and Thyra just tries to like control it and keep it under wraps, and she wants to put it in a tight little box and just put it in the back of her head so she doesn't harm anybody.
So for Thyra's character, she doesn't really know where this rage kind of comes from.
No.
It's not a family trait.
Well, I mean, her grandmother, I believe, had a temper, but it wasn't anywhere on the scale of what happened to Thyra. Thyra kind of like, yeah, she as a kid, she was, She was a kid. She had a temper. She'd throw a tantrum. But one day she threw a tantrum and all hell broke loose.
Oh boy.
Who knows
Well,
what the answer
hopefully.
to that is? Who knows?
Yeah, and nobody knows why. Nobody else has had anything similar to this, like, yeah, that she knows of.
Could this relate, could the rage relate to why Thyra is traveling to begin with instead of being at home where she could be,
She she
I don't
she
know,
thinks so.
celebrating her birthday?
She thinks so. Like yeah, she thinks that's part of why she was encouraged to start her uh, existential journey earlier than normal.
Hmm. So yes, Thyra was kind of forced to reveal that her birthday was in game's sunset. Wow. So she's turning 19 or turning 20?
She's turning 19.
Wow.
She's a
That's a
baby.
big age. Yes, she is such a little baby. So cute. Those
I,
gotta pinch those Thyra cheeks.
you gotta reach him first.
Well, I myself being short, I have no problem asking, hey, can you bend down for a second?
And you know what? Thyra would. She bends down for the little ones all the time.
I think you did it a couple times with the halflings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mental image of seeing Thyra hugging Wade's mom was adorable.
I think you did it with
love Wade's
Asmin too,
mom.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when I gave her flowers, I gave her, I think, her first Thyra hug.
Yeah,
yes,
I think
yes,
so.
I don't know.
that's
Thyra's a hugger, so she tends to hug a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, regarding Thyra's birthday, it is mentioned that it falls during the time of the festival. Is there any special events that Thyra would normally do when she was back home in regards to her birthday?
For her birthday specifically, no. The festival itself it's not really like the Cajo festivals where there are a lot of uh like games and stuff. Hers is more like ritualistic. Um, they'll pray to the gods for the harvest they had or the gains they had if they're, not farmers. And it's really just a time to um, be with your family and the ones you love.
But yeah, with the amazing world that we're seeing so far, like all these different towns, and now that we're seeing Cajo, Equa, I gotta ask, how long did you spend creating this amazing world of Emoris?
Oh shit. That's a
Best
great
estimate.
question. Um. Okay, as a very quick little backstory, Griz and I wanted to make a Dungeons and Dragons channel for years. We wanted to do this for a long, long time. And we had a constant back and forth between who was going to do the first campaign to set it off. And most of the time it came to me to, launch it. And I figured if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right, and I was going to do something homebrew, because I didn't want to do a pre-written campaign. Just because, it's not really my thing to DM that sort of stuff. I know Griz has said that he wants to do homebrew as well in the future, but he wanted to start with a pre-written campaign so we could get the feel of things. I'm not so much like that. I like to have total creative control because I'm a freak. So we were doing that for years, and I think we went through 3 different character creation sessions for 3 different campaigns before I finally sat down and did this one. And I think I started the world... I think I started it just after I moved to America. So probably in February, March time of 2018, 19? Whichever one I moved to
Wow.
America on. And then I sort of... It came more to a halt in July of 2019. Yes, it would have been 2019. It came on to the whole of July 2019 when we did the one shot. But I've been working on it ever since. So probably, in essence, before it was ready to be completed for an actual campaign and not just be set in Land of Power, probably a year. And that is also why I've started working on the second campaign now.
That is amazing, the amount of hours and the details that you've put in. I myself have kind of looked into everything that's involved in creating a homebrew. There's not only just the land of the characters, but you need to create basically a whole government system.
Oh yeah, I went way overboard with this campaign because I was like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. I'll make 8 countries. So imagine doing that 8 times. It's too much. Yeah, this has been a very eye-opening experience for me because I've learned a lot about what to do and what not to do in character and world creation. So yeah, it's been a good experience so far.
Well, I for one think that you are doing an amazing job.
Thank you, Nyssa. I appreciate
And I'm
that.
pretty sure
Yes,
all I'm
very
pretty
much.
sure.
My
And I'm
voice
pretty
can
sure all
crack
the
only
other
so many
players
times.
and the viewers.
We definitely do our best to make him, you know, go crazy. Make
Yeah,
him
I believe it.
make voices of flies.
That's true. That one hurt. The fly voices hurt my throat afterwards. And I walked out and I was talking to my wife and I said, did you watch today's session? She said, yeah, I watched a little bit. I said, did you see the part with the flies? No. I had to do some voices for some flies. What were they like? And I pulled up the clip and she looked at me and went, wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But hey, could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Think of it that way. Everyone, put in the comments below as to what you think could be worse. But anyways.
Don't give them ideas.
I'm already
no.
thinking, don't worry. I'm gonna find some
no.
animal that I'm gonna make him make a voice for.
It's gonna
If
be something
anything, you
stupid
could
like a
take from-
worm.
Hey, Thyra would.
She really would. I don't doubt it.
Like, if she could talk to plants right now.
Yeah. Oh god.
What would a fern sound like?
Uh,
No, you
let me think.
yeah, you have to default to every voice to just insert random character here. It's like, that sounds an awful like this person. It's like, that's because that's what your mind translated it into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've run into a fair share of characters sounding the same. Trust me. That's Min and Kev.
I swear we've met
they're
Jeb
related.
before. I swear Jeb's voice has been an NPC.
You've met very few Australian NPCs, but I put them in. In a couple places.
Because why not? And speaking of character voices, will we eventually get to hear Loven speak?
Who knows? Who knows if you'll hear
Who
Logan speak?
knows?
You know that he can speak. He's just got really, really bad anxiety when it comes to speaking to new people. He didn't even speak to Istanfett. I know they said that he could speak, but he didn't actually talk to them. It was just Asmund saying like, "Oh yeah, he can speak," and then I think he made a sound that was like, "Okay, yeah, it's fine. We won't push him." But you guys are a scary fucking group of people. You know.
That is true.
On your first meeting, Izzy, I think, minor illusioned herself or disguised herself into the parasite. So he's not quite comfortable with you guys. On top of that, he's seeing Wade giving him the evils all the time. He's seeing Alakian like sneak around and disappear all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you can't blame him so
And
much.
I mean, and you have a big green beast.
Surprisingly, you and Free are the nicest ones that he has met so far. Like, all
Well,
he's
that's
seen you guys
because
do is drink tea and put
Thyra
flowers on
has-
people's hair.
Thyra has to be super nice and sweet to make up for how intimidating she looks.
Right.
Like,
Well, I
she
mean-
doesn't even try, and if she walks into a room and it's like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
big
he also
green.
saw you turn into a giant spider, so there's an element, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll hear him speak one day if you make him comfortable enough.
It'll probably be the very last day after returning Asmund and the group to Landapar, and they're about to depart for another task or something, and Loven is probably going to just smile, wave, and go, bye. And that's it. That's
Oh,
probably
no.
the only
Right.
word he's gonna say.
we're gonna get into trouble without Loven. we're going to come back with Asmund, and Lovin is going to profess his undying love for her. That's going to be the first thing we hear out of his mouth.
And yet, I don't think Loven is like that. Like Asmund said that she was considered part of his life. We don't know what Loven's life is. We don't know if he already has a family or a partner or what. For all we know, he probably just even has a bunch of pet birds. We don't know.
He might.
But is Asmund really a good judge of character? She doesn't know that Wade has the hots for her.
Doesn't she?
The
You
thing
don't
is,
know.
does Wade even know he has the hots for her? That's the thing.
The only people who have made that connection and spoken about it are the goats themselves. Kev hasn't said anything about it. Asmund hasn't said anything about it. Not even Wade has said anything about it. So, y'all don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be a very... What am I saying? I've been saying it's going to be very interesting next few sessions. Every session is interesting.
Yeah, we have lots of conversations in this campaign about how people are feeling and how that could really upset the dynamic, which is fun. I like that.
And yeah, and regarding the characters and their dynamics, they have really grown and changed ever since session 1 that has been recorded. So, with Sarah's birthday, well, today in session, how much has she changed in the past year since grouping with the goats?
She's changed drastically. She spent, almost 3 years by herself, alone, staying away from people. She still gets a little bit of anxiety when they come upon a city. Cajo was fine because she's like, oh, this is tiny, like nothing can happen here. But the first time she went to Erenroot, which was in the session 0, which nobody really saw, she was super anxious. When they got to Rukrovi, it was even bigger than Erenroot. But she was also in kind of like solitary survival mode. So in the beginning, she was attacking the party during her rage, and now she's doing her damnedest to make that not happen. Whereas, like, when they first got together, she was just like, yeah, it is what it is. That's what I do.
So she kind of went from being reactive to how she was to being proactive to really kind of change and be more comfortable with herself.
Yeah.
It's a good choice of words.
Really cool. But yeah, so Equa.
Yes.
How do you, from session 1, you being able to see all the characters, are there any specific characters that you're surprised about how they've developed over all these sessions? Of the players, not your characters.
Am I surprised about? Sure. I am a little surprised about Free, because Free is one of those characters where she started off, and I won't say much for the sake of keeping things within
Spoilers.
Chem's limits, but she started off as this person who was sort of unsure of where to go, and she's developed into a very strong, almost like
Drinker.
backbone of the party and keeping them together. She's uncompromising with her morals, which I knew she would be, but to an extent that almost like holds the goats in line with being a good oriented party, when you could very easily be bad with Alakian and Isabel. There is a lot of room for you guys to just sort of slip into that chaotic alignment. But I'm surprised about it, not because of Chem, but because I've given her very little backstory up to this point. I don't think it's a secret that certain players' backstories have been coming out more than others, so Alakian, Izzy, and Wade have been the main sort of focus for the early game. And that, obviously is in constant flux. There have been moments for other people, and there will be more moments for other people coming episodes that I'm not going to say much about. A lot of it is location based, but I'm surprised about it because Chem has done a lot with not a lot that I've given her, and I think that is credit to the party just being very good at talking to each other, and very good at keeping each other on their toes with the roleplay. So it's not even me; it's you guys that should be happy with yourselves.
But yeah,
We do a lot of talking and a lot of roleplay.
You do.
yep, especially on those chances when Equa has to step away from the computer, they just keep on chatting.
Which is a great thing, it's never a bad thing. If it ever gets too much, I'm always there to nip you in the bud.
Exactly. But yes, in the future after Emoris sessions, I will be asking each of the characters how they view their own characters, how they've changed and grown over time here. So yeah, Griz himself actually asked this question on the Q&A in Discord. Obviously, in a small town, rumors tend to spread pretty quickly. So, what do the people of Cajo believe really happened between Wade and Kev? Obviously, Kev's dad is the exception since he is brought into the loop.
They think all sorts. The general consensus is that Wade and Kev were out hunting, and Kev was attacked and killed, and Wade couldn't bear to face anyone, so he ran. There are rumors that Wade killed Kev. There are rumors that something strange happened and Wade was just never the same. Kev and Asmin's family, were also subject to these rumors until Asmin got sending, when you guys were in Rakrovi, and then she let them know, oh hey, by the way, I'm with Wade, he says that Kev's alive and in his head. Talk to me about it. And because it came from Asmin, obviously they believed her over everyone else. But yeah, all sorts of shit will go around the room on Cajo. Cajo is not big. Cajo's 40 odd people, so a lot has been circulating about Wade and Kev. That's why everyone was so shocked to see him back, and everyone said, it's good to see you back, especially in his happy mood.
And especially since he's brought new friends, so yay!
Right, exactly. He's changed to them a lot.
Yeah, and hopefully in a future session when I do get to talk with Griz, I get to hopefully get a few more secrets out of him. But yes, so Dyto, in regards to Cyrus flowers, do certain flowers have specific meanings?
To her they do. I mean, I know
you could share.
I know for real flowers have meanings, but I don't know all of those meanings, so I just kind of make them up. I tend to do it based on appearance, really, or defining moments she may have had with them. Her go-to if she doesn't know the person, but she wants to show respect, is usually her daffodil. The white, purple, yellow daffodil. But in Cajo, she gave Wade's mom and Asmin's parents silver calla, which is her representation of the group as a whole. Calla lilies are typically white, but she can make them whatever color she wants with her staff, her hippie stick. And that's why all of the flowers she gave to everybody for her birthday ceremony were interlaced with the silver calla lilies to show we're all our own person, but this is what keeps us together.
That is beautiful. I love that visual representation there. So, all right. So another question on the list here. I believe that this one's actually from you, Dyto. Equa, do you have any plans for other homebrew magic or items that could be used in this Emoris world?
Always. 100% of the time. I'm always thinking of ideas. You'll
Well, what
wait
is
a
your
couple
general
sessions and see.
process? What's your general process for making an item?
The general idea is that I will think of a concept, what I want an item to do, and then I will run through, okay, so this is what I want the item to do. How strong should it be? Is there anything else that it should do in accompaniment to this? What should it look like? What if it's a magical item? Is it a piece of clothing? Is it a handheld thing? Is it something like an accessory? Where does it attach onto the body? If it's a weapon, okay, what weapon is it? Is it a sword, bow, axe, hammer, whatever? And then essentially just culminate it, and then I will finish the first draft, look at it. This is too strong, this is too weak, change it over, finish it, look at it. And it normally goes through 5 or 6 drafts before I'm willing to give it out to the players. So it can take a little bit of time, but I'm always full of ideas. Always coming up with stuff.
Oh, by rough guesstimate, how long did it take to come up with Wade's poncho?
To come up with it. So originally, I don't know if I should say this or not. Originally, I was going to put the flight rock in an axe or a hammer for Thyra. But I figured because Asmin was the one who was making it, and because Wade had come in and basically told her, hey, your brother's alive, it would be better off to put it in a cloak for him instead. Which she then changed into a poncho, but that's just flavor text. So from initial conception of the hammer, or the axe, I would say about a week and a half to 2 weeks. From the poncho itself, 5 days or so, probably. Just to write it up and then draft it, finish it, send it out, make sure everything was okay. So yeah.
Man, I'm glad he didn't have Asmin steal Thyra's axe.
Right.
Turned out a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You think Wade is attached?
Building.
You think Wade is attached to that poncho? Thyra is attached to her axe, and she has anger issues. And at that point, they were still pretty uncontrollable.
Yeah, Rekrovi would have fallen.
Maybe. Or Thyra would be dead.
That's true.
Let's go with the first one.
I'm still waiting for that owlbear couplet though. Equa.
We'll see.
Well, who knows? For all we know, you might even have to wait for the next campaign.
Watch my next campaign won't care about owlbears.
Oh no!
Really? Different universe, you know.
But yes, it looks like I've actually all out of questions for right now. Don't worry, I'll be coming up with some more for the next session. So apparently there is going to be a dice giveaway on the Twitch channel. So again, the descriptions are going to be off to the side here. So yeah, be sure to join in on the Twitch channels on Monday the 13th and on the 18th for more information regarding that dice giveaway. Do we have any idea where the dice come from?
Yep, they are coming from ice cream dice, and I don't know how well you can see them. They're still in their bag. Are these ones? These beautiful.
Yes, the candy cane dice.
Yep. The Swindler's Den color.
That is amazing. But yes, Swindler's Den colors candy cane. If you decide to go onto Ice Cream Dice's website, I'm not sure if we'll have a link in the description below, but you can also find them on Twitter at Ice Cream Dice. I believe that's the link. I'll have to double check. But yeah, also, past Wednesday, we saw the first creation of the new Wednesday stream new to the Swindler's Den channel called the Mythic Odyssey of Pharaohs. They're going to be airing every other Wednesday, so if you missed last Wednesday's session, you'll be able to tune in again on Twitch on September 23rd. So hopefully everyone will be able to join in for that. I, for one, am so pumped about it already.
You can see Griz's
And-
big Russian Minotaur.
It's gonna be big.
So yes, so please tune in. I believe the times are 4:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. For
Let's see
I
the other
believe
round.
it is
8:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
yes, thank you. Yeah. So 8:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, Mondays for Emoris, Fridays for Fandover, and I believe also the same time for now Wednesdays for Theros.
Yes,
So
indeedy.
yeah, I've been Nyssa, Zelda Nerd 1988. This has been Dyto. This has been Equa. We'll see you next time on After Emoris, and again, join the social medias. And if you have any more comments or even some questions, put them in the comments below. I hope you guys have yourself a great week.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.